Yes, you guys, how you all doing this afternoon? I'm the EFC, this is Blue Lion Stevie, and today I'm here to bring you guys another News Daily video. Today I'm focusing on two stories only. For the first one, we have to talk about Kurt Zouma's exit from this club after he officially signed for West Ham late last night. And for the main story today, for the second one, I'm here to discuss the future of callum HUDSON-ODOI. At this point in time, Borussia Dortmund are holding talks over the potential availability to sign HUDSON-ODOI on loan until the end of the season. Due to this, I'm going to break down Tuchel and his current stance on HUDSON-ODOI. I'm going to break down whether I think this move to Dortmund would be the best move for Callum to take, plus much more, you guys. So I hope you enjoy. Of course, I have released the match review and player ratings video after the team's incredible effort, commitment and passion against Liverpool last night, so stay tuned for that, you guys. And if you like today's video, show love, smash the like button, get involved in the comments. Without wasting any more time, we start with the first story and we have to discuss Kurt Zouma. Now, late last night, he finally completed his long-awaited move to West Ham, signing a 4-year deal. However, we received 30 million for his sale, which is big business. But to be honest, you guys, considering that worse defenders have left for a lot more money in this market, it's still an absolute bargain that West Ham have received. Zouma is a French international. He's won the Carabao Cup. He's won the Premier League title. You know, he's won a Champions League, a Super Cup. This is an elite level player. This is a top player. So he definitely has to get a lot of respect because he has been an incredible servant for this club. Lampard's reintroduced him back to the team, and you know, for me, he demonstrated his class time and time again. Last season, he started that season very well on that back four alongside Thiago Silva, Ben Chilwell and Reece James. And we were picking up clean sheets at the time. Our form, when we had all our players on point and fully fit, we were seeing some great football. And unsurprisingly, Kurt picks up 5 league goals scored from set pieces. The one thing he had to really improve upon and take his game to the next level was how he attacks aerial balls. And we saw that last season. But again, the reason why he's moved isn't because he isn't good enough or because no one rates him, but we have a new tactical identity. And in this business, when you have a new identity and if you don't necessarily fit into it 100%, then you have to go, and that's how it works, unfortunately. But at the same time, you should always be grateful for the effort these guys put in for a very long time. I mean, he literally put his body on the line for us. His body on the line for us, doing his job, representing this club, and I feel like as fans, that is something that we have to acknowledge and show more appreciation for, because if Kurt never did that, let's say he never gets an injury, and what's happening to his career right now? Yeah, very sad to see, but good luck to him. Of course, he had to go downhill to West Ham because he needs to stay in the Premier League, he needs to stay in London for his family. He's a family man, he's got responsibilities. That's how it goes. So I do understand that. And to be honest, I would not be surprised that in the future, more big clubs come knocking for his name. So Zouma, you've been an absolute pleasure to have at this club. It won't be the same when we're winning and lifting trophies and titles now, with you not being there to celebrate with us, but I'm sure you'll be celebrating in your own ways. So that's the news out the way. We now end things with a big report, and that focuses on HUDSON-ODOI and a potential long move to Borussia Dortmund. And right now, we end things with the final major story today, and we discuss the future of callum HUDSON-ODOI. Now, to do this, you guys, I'm going to break this down into 3 parts. We're going to talk about the news, we're going to talk about Tuchel and HUDSON-ODOI, and we're going to talk about the future for Callum and whether this move to Dortmund is the right one to make. So, to start with the news first, multiple reports are coming out from Germany and this country suggesting that at this point in time, Dortmund are holding conversations and talks of the availability of signing HUDSON-ODOI on loan. They involve the potential loan fee that we would want to let him go. That also involves the wage percentage as well that Dortmund would hope to pay towards his wages, because we know Callum is signing around 120k per week. And for the final one, they're trying to find out if Thomas Tuchel will allow him to go. And that's because the club's current stance is that if Tuchel wants him to stay for the squad, HUDSON-ODOI will remain. But if Tuchel allows him to leave, then of course the club will entertain further talks. Now let's discuss Tuchel and HUDSON-ODOI. This is very interesting. Yeah, Tuchel definitely is an admirer of HUDSON-ODOI's talents. However, is he necessarily finding a way to get the best out of them? I'm not too sure. For me, wingback ODOI has to not be a thing anymore. Callum is not a wing-back. I understand why Tuchel has been looking at Callum for those characteristics to play in his system. You know, he has that pace. He is excellent at, of course, running at his man. Excellent deliveries too. And I definitely think that HUDSON-ODOI has improved in his offensive work rate and his pressing ability as well. However, has he really grown in this position? Absolutely not. And a few times Tuchel will play him there. They're not using for multiple games, and he clearly does not trust him in the very, very big games. It's no surprise. He is not a wing-back. Tuchel knows this, and in his last interview discussing HUDSON-ODOI in the embargo press conference for the game versus Liverpool, he did mention that he knows that Callum wants to play on the left-hand side. However, there are multiple players playing there. There's Mason Mount, there's Pulisic, there's Kai, there's many more. And Tuchel left the doors open, suggesting that if you can outperform them, you will find a place in that team. However, things become a lot harder considering that he hasn't built that long-term consistency playing in his best position. And whenever you have to play knowing that this is my only moment where I have to impress the manager, that puts on a different type of pressure. And how does that give you that confidence to really push on and develop your game? I don't think it does, you guys. Recently, we know that HUDSON-ODOI rejected the opportunity to link up with the England under-21 team because, in his opinion, he felt like remaining to stay at the club would be best for his development and, of course, help improve his chances of getting more minutes. It's not the first time that HUDSON-ODOI has shown this commitment to the club and to his career. Early this pre-season, he's one of the first guys at the club to, try to impress Tuchel and get more minutes. But surprisingly for me, Tuchel's reaction to this was, very surprising. He was of the belief that this would have been good for Callum to have gone out there to get more minutes, considering that throughout this entire season, he has not come on the pitch once to get anything. Absolutely anything. Tuchel felt like, is this a possibility that maybe Callum is thinking about Ghana? Because the rule is that if you're under 20 years old, if you haven't played international football for up to 3 years, then you have the opportunity to represent a different nation of your birth. And of course, that would be Ghana. But at the same time, I'm not really expecting HUDSON-ODOI to give up representing England to play for Ghana. So Tuchel's stance was quite puzzling in my opinion. And for me, I feel like we've got enough information from him where if I'm HUDSON-ODOI, I'm thinking, okay, now's the time for me to leave, get these minutes, and focus on my career. And the reason why I feel this is because I'm looking at Gilmour right now, I'm looking at Tino Anjorin, and Tuchel wanted both these guys to remain last season in Jan when both of them were hoping to move on, get loan moves and boost their chances of playing for the club for this season, which of course won't be happening anymore because Gilmour is now at Norwich City and Anjorin is about to be signing for Lokomotiv Moscow all the way in Russia too. So in the end, it didn't really work out. And I feel from HUDSON-ODOI, I'm looking at these guys and I'm not making the same mistake that they made too. Now, I'm hoping that I'm not giving the impression that I'm like low-key hating on Tuchel, etc, etc. Listen, anyone can be critiqued. No one's perfect or infallible for anything. And at the same time, I understand why this is a very tough decision for Tuchel because this is a tough decision to make. But when we have this new setup in this new team, naturally, one attacking player was going to lose out. That was always going to be the case. Tuchel tried to find a new way to reinvigorate HUDSON-ODOI and use him, but as a wing back, that will never be the position because it is too limited and it's just so far away from everything that makes Callum the player he is. So right now, you guys, I want to discuss the future of HUDSON-ODOI and whether this move to Dortmund does make a lot of sense. The fact that Dortmund want to sign him, for me, yeah, you have to go. You have to go. Now that Koundé's coming, it means that Azpilicueta will be the wing-back, and as we've seen in games like yesterday, Tuchel's not thinking about bringing on HUDSON-ODOI to replace anyone down that position, and if the manager has no confidence in you to play a role that is very unfamiliar with you, then of course you have to go. If I'm Callum, I'm taking confidence from how so many players, young, talented English forwards, have benefited moving to the Bundesliga. The bait example is Sancho. If he never moved to Dortmund, would he be the same player now? And would he be a player that Man United just forked out over 70 million to sign? I'm not too sure. Other examples are Lookman, who came back from the Bundesliga, looked very confident, looked transformed, and another player currently is Damari Gray. He was at Leverkusen for the second part of last season, and look at how he's starting the Premier League season now under Everton. He looks like a completely different player, he looks so improved, and this is what happens when you get to play in an attacking league, a league that focuses on using young players too, especially playing for a team like Dortmund where you could be playing up front alongside players like Haaland. For God's, I mean, the way you could just build that unreal connection with him. Yeah, can you really turn that down? A team that has Champions League football too, that will be playing week in, week out. The reality is, if you're going to continue to be a back three team forever, it means that we'll never need as many attacking players. And looking at our forward line right now, even if Callum had a brilliant season at Dortmund comes back the following season, is there going to be a guaranteed spot there? Or is Tuchel going to adjust the tactics to find another way to use more attacking players in the lineup? I don't think so. So not only is this an opportunity to get more minutes improving your game, but you're also marketing yourself out to other massive clubs out there as well. It's harsh, but I think one thing that I've just accepted for this window now, considering that we sold nearly like a whole first 11 worth of academy players, is the fact that, you know, you might not always have the luck on your side to make it here at one given time, but you still have all the responsibility, and you still hold the cards to controlling your career and deciding what type of career you want to have. Callum's heart is in the right place. You know, as fans, we're always saying that if you want to play for us, you need to wait, be patient, fight, and take advantage of opportunities. I think by now we've realized that none of those things really matter, because the manager always prioritized winning due to the pressures put on him by the club, which is natural. And, you know, it's not something I'm using against managers anymore. After I've just been through this so many times, it has to make you see things with a completely different take and angle. For me right now, my thing is I want HUDSON-ODOI to achieve his maximum potential by far, because the guy is too talented. He's been wasted not getting enough time playing on the left-hand side, which is his best position, where he really demonstrates what he's really about. And yeah, it's just frustrating that he's only been forced playing out of position as a wing-back. And on top of this too, you guys, it gets me thinking, why in football do managers love to do this thing where they're happy to use a player who has experience but has no experience playing in one position over using like your best young talented academy guy that is ready-made to play right wing-back? Because all that stress he put on HUDSON-ODOI doesn't really make too much sense when he has like a limiter on how far he can progress in that role. Will he ever really take on board being a wing-back when he's someone that likes to cut inside, that has playmaking ability, that has great shooting technique too? Absolutely not. And for me, I always really hope this season Tuchel would have maybe like a 4-3-3 tactic and set up for smaller teams, and, you know, the three at the back for, you know, bigger teams and for, you know, stronger games. So yeah, you guys, that's my current thoughts and opinions behind this move. I think Callum has to go if the opportunity comes. I hope the club lets him go, because with Koundé coming, Aspie essentially covers that wing-back role. And really, what spot is there in the team for HUDSON-ODOI right now? Yeah, they're looking at Pulisic, but you've got Ruben. Barkley hasn't gone just yet. There are options there as well, and, you know, I just think that it's a shame, but I think this has been coming now for a while, because, yeah, the moment that position was closed off, it kind of put like a ticking clock on HUDSON's career with us at this point in time. So you guys, give your thoughts, opinions below. How do you feel about this news? Is this a massive mistake to let Callum leave, or is this the right move to make for his career personally? Let us know below. And on that note, I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.